Sure. So my name is Shreya. I am the sustainability coordinator here at Oktra. Here at Oktra, we're very passionate about continually improving. So if you look at our ESG goals, for example, we have very ambitious goals set forth, like net zero 2050 and achieving our Planet Mark certification every single year. So getting an ISO certification in 14001 and 50001 have really helped us streamline the way we do our business, and yeah, is essentially helping us get to those goals. So we work very closely with Blackmores, which is our consultant for all things ISO. So they held NQA in very high regard. So we were quite keen on having someone who would take us through this process smoothly. So we decided to go with NQA, and the process was great from start to finish. Our auditor was lovely. He explained the whole process to us beforehand, made sure he sent us exactly what was going to happen, who he wanted to meet, the whole, kind of held our hands through the whole thing, and it was a very easy process with him. Yeah, we had a lovely experience with our auditor. Obviously, getting an ISO certification is not just a one-team exercise. It's a collaborative experience. So the first thing we had to do was get leadership buy-in. We were really lucky to have leadership that was, completely on board and completely hands-on as well, and ready to help us through this process. We got all the stakeholders that were necessary together to make sure that they had, all the documents in place. That's a very big one, to make sure that all of our documents are in place. We understand where they're located, what they are, where they are, so that whenever our auditor is asking for a question, they have the answers ready. We also had our auditor visit a bunch of our sites. So beforehand, we had to make sure that all of our sites are prepared. We had showed them some live sites that were. So we took our auditor to a site that was currently being built. So for that, we had to make sure that our site managers and our project managers at the site were prepared. They were aware that our auditor was coming. We showed them, make sure they had time to show them around, and again have all their documentation ready. We also showed our auditor a bunch of completed projects. So the designers and Recon and everyone else involved in completing that project kind of presented to our auditor what was necessary. What they did, how they delivered the project. So they made sure that we had to make sure that they were prepared as well. So yeah, it was a very collaborative experience, and our company really came together and achieved it. With the ISO certifications, it's really kind of helped us integrate all of these elements into our business. So, for example, environmental management and health and safety are now a part of the DNA of the way we do our everyday business. And obviously, the ISO certification kind of makes that happen for you. It gives you the best practices and all of the things that you really need for all of these elements to be part of the way we do our business. So it's just in it, it's there. We're a client-facing business, so when we're trying to win business, it's quite valuable to have ISO certifications on hand to show that this is how we do business, and this is what we are as a business. So more people want to work with us because we have certifications. I would say don't underestimate the amount of admin that you would have to do. Make sure you're doing it well in time. You don't want to be running around like a headless chicken the day before the audit takes place. So just make sure you usually have a few weeks to go before the audit happens. So just make sure you have all of your rooms booked, all of your documents booked, all of the stakeholders booked in. And number two would be to make sure that you touch base with all the stakeholders involved, just so that they are aware of what the ISO audit is about, what an ISO audit is in the first place, what certification you're being audited for. It's because obviously it'll be your bread and butter, but it might not be everyone else's in the office, so just make sure that you're letting everyone know what's going on. Once you get certified, it's not the end. You have to continually maintain them and continue to do surveillance audits and recertifications. So that's a big goal of ours, to make sure that we are continuing to keep these certifications. And it's also a really good way to help us with our big goal at Oktra, that is to continually improve. So our next step is essentially to use the best practices we've learned here to become better in all of these aspects.